Dear Sophie, I met a very cute guy recently. We went out once, and now he has invited me to an underground dinner. He doesn't know where it will be, what will be served, or who else will be there. This sounds very suspicious. I don't want to end up under the ground. Is this a real thing? Trepidatious, in Lick Fork, Virginia. Dear Trepidatious, underground dinners, also known as pop-up dinners, are all the rage right now. An undisclosed but well-known chef prepares a surprise menu in a location that isn't revealed until the last minute. Tickets are typically bought well in advance. Underground dinners are a lot of fun, but you'll have to decide whether this is what the new boyfriend actually has in mind. Sophie. At 10 in the morning on the first day of my summer vacation, a blood-curdling scream pierced the tranquility of my neighborhood in Old Town Alexandria. My hound mix, Daisy, had been sniffing around my backyard while I enjoyed a mug of coffee. Daisy barked once and ran for the front gate. Dogs have far better hearing than humans, so I trusted her inclination about the direction of the trouble and followed right behind her. A man ran toward us on the sidewalk, his gait awkward and ungainly. He waved his hands madly around his head and continued screaming. By that time, my neighbors, Nina Reid Norwood and Francie Vanderhoosen, had emerged from their homes. At first blush, the man appeared to be deranged, but as he neared, his dilemma became readily apparent. Angry bees buzzed around him, and more followed. I seized his hand. "Quick, into the house!" Daisy snapped at the bees as we ran. Nina and Francie brought up the rear. We rushed into my kitchen and quickly closed the door behind us. A few bees made it inside. Nina and Francie grabbed sections of the newspaper and swatted at them, while Daisy continued to chase and snap at them. Meanwhile, I sat the man down. 30-ish, I guessed. His green T-shirt bore the hound-face logo of the Laughing Hound, a local restaurant. His jeans were dusty, as though he'd been doing lawn work in them. He was having trouble breathing. Red welts had already formed on his face. "Do you have a bee allergy?" I asked.
"No. Dizzy."
He opened his mouth for some deep breaths. There was no mistaking the swelling of his tongue. I grabbed the phone, dialed 911, and handed it to Nina while I wet a kitchen towel with cold water. I had no idea whether that was the right thing to do, but I held it against his face. Francie seized the beautiful pink begonia from my bay window, pulled it out of the pot, and scooped up dirt in her hands. "Scoot over, Sophie." She packed the dirt against his face. One of his eyes was swelling shut. "Will you look at that?" asked Nina. "Bees are still buzzing around your kitchen door." Some of the bees outside were even hitting the glass window in the door, as though they were angry that they couldn't come inside. Moments later, the reassuring wail of an ambulance soothed my nerves. Allergic or not, this guy needed medical attention. I ran to the front door and opened it. In moments, the ambulance had parked, and emergency medical technicians walked inside, calm as a serene lake. An EMT asked the man, "What's your name, sir?"
"Angagano."
His speech was so garbled that none of us could understand it. "You ladies know him?" The three of us looked at one another and shook our heads. "He came running down the street with bees buzzing all around him," I explained. The EMT felt the man's pockets for a wallet and extracted it, while another EMT asked what was on his face. Francie beamed when she said, "Dirt. It's an old home remedy. Soothes the stings." The EMT shook his head in obvious disbelief. The one with the wallet said, "I don't see any allergy alerts in here. You're Angus Bogdanov?" The man nodded. "Got any allergies?"
"No."
He shook his head. They administered a shot of epinephrine, put him on a stretcher, and wheeled him out to the ambulance. We trailed along, feeling helpless. We couldn't even notify anyone for the poor guy. When the ambulance departed.